Hello everyone. How is everyone doing? Okay, we'll begin as soon as Ash is here. I'm fine. How are you guys doing? Thank you. Um, I'm just waiting for Ash to get here and then we'll begin as soon as she's here. I'm doing good too. Thank you. Hello everyone and everyone who has just joined in. I'm just gonna give you a quick review of what's going to be happening today. After the live starts, you can all hold all your questions till the end, and you can put them all in the question box right there on your screen, and we can then get to all your questions right after you're done. All the questions you have for Ash can be put right there in the question box or the comment box right on your screen, and we can get to them right at the end of this session. Just waiting on Ash to get here and then we'll continue. There she is. Yeah. Am I visible to you?
Yeah, now you are. You were not, but now you are.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Ash?
I'm
Great to
doing
see you here
good.
again.
Same here. Good to see you back.
How have you been?
I've been really good. Going on.
So, as we all know, Ash is a specialist in the dot mandala section, which we'll be elaborating quite a bit today. And so we'll hear more from you. Tell us about yourself, Ash.
Um, so I'm Ash. I'm a self-taught mandala artist. I'm also a culinary writer and a recipe blogger. So my recipe blog is Sauparnika's Kitchen, and I've
I'm
written a
sorry
number of.
to cut you. I think your voice is cracking a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah,
Can
and
you
it's
hear me?
a little bit low as well.
I don't know what to do. Oh. Can you hear me better now, or is it just the
Yeah,
same?
I think this is better.
This
Yes.
is better?
Right.
Okay.
Go
So,
on. Yeah.
yeah, like I was mentioning, I'm a self-taught mandala artist, and I'm also a recipe blogger and culinary writer. So my recipe blog is Sauparnika's Kitchen, and I have written a number of articles in both Tamil and English for a number of magazines here in Australia and in India. I've also penned my own cookbook with a publication in South India. So I like a bit of variety of spice in life. So I just keep doing what keeps me alive. That's Ash in a nutshell.
Yeah. Okay, so many of us know you as a very talented mandala artist. So, but we've seen something new on your page, and it's called Soul Purpose Coaching. So, what is the idea behind the new learning technique?
Okay. So I don't know if I have to call it new learning technique because as a child, I've always had inclination and interest in spirituality. but somehow there weren't any family members or even like the extended family was not, nobody was there to like teach me on my curiosity and harness me in that direction of
Yeah.
spirituality. So I believe what happened is it just went very dormant. It went all under all the layers. In 2014, there was an incident which happened in the family. Um, in 2014, I was this full-time working mother, very good with parenting, very good with my career, very good with maintaining the house. I took on this superwoman syndrome and I was trying to achieve success in every
Right.
possible area of my life. And my food blogging was also alive then.
Right.
So every day would be like 4:45 in the morning, wake up, and then 11 o'clock, 11:30 to bed. So this has been my cycle for a number of years. And in 2014, my husband lost his elder brother to a massive heart attack. It was just an overnight thing. So he was otherwise healthy. So that was like that awakening point for me that jolted me, and like from then I started looking for the meaning and the purpose of life in general, and also my life, because a man who was like 6 feet tall the previous day was just in a bottle of ashes the following day. So that sort of jolted me a lot, and from there I started on this mindful spiritual journey, if one would like to call it that. And I've been moving from one thing to another, one led to another, one led to another,
Yeah.
which has now led me to this course. So now I am a certified soul purpose coach from the Dharma Coaching Institute, which is in the US. So that is the story behind it.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the purpose behind the name of your page?
Insta page.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is another interesting short story. So I was interviewed by this Indian Australian OTT platform. It was called Me TV back then, and now I think it's called Q World. So the creative director and the host of the show wanted to just have a short call with me just to warm up and have that intro before that interview. But it turned out to be a 2+ hour call where we exchanged so many profound things. It was like a nice, profound, meaningful conversation. So at the end of the call, she told me, you know what, Ash, I'm going to call you the Mandala monk. So that happened in 2020 sometime. And once I finished my course last year, this year, April, I graduated. So I rebranded, I think, somewhere middle of the course. So when I was trying to look for names, I was like trying to bring coaching also under the umbrella of my page, the Mandala Art and coaching parallelly. So then when I was looking for a name, this suddenly occurred to me. And then I thought, what better name other than this Mandala monk to just, bring both those elements and
Yeah.
aspects in. So then I rebranded to the Mandala monk.
Very nice. So what exactly is soul purpose coaching then?
Okay. Soul purpose coaching. Let me show you a little something. I don't know if the video is
Can you come a little bit closer to the mic? I think you're still a little bit less audible.
Am I a little bit less audible? How do I show it then for you? Okay. So,
Yeah.
So these are like gemstones.
Okay.
So they are 3 very unique, nice gemstones. So these ones are like us. We are all like these gemstones. So what happens in the sense that we are different in color, we are different in shape, we are different in qualities. Each one has their own unique healing property, healing quality, etc. So imagine this is us. And what happens generally with the parental and the societal conditioning is they ask you to study well. And then they ask you to get a good job. It's time to get married. And then once you've gotten married, it's time to have your child. And then once you've had your child, it's time to buy a house. And once you've bought your house, it's time to buy a car. And once you've bought your car, it's time to buy another car. And then go for the second child. And then from there, I also feel it's not even like a bucket list. It's not even like a list which is finite. It is like an iteration by iteration. So once you have a single story house, then you go for a double story house. Then once have a sort of memory, then you go in for, it's time for you to go in for a BMW or a bed. So the list never ends. So what happens eventually is, being that nice, lovely, beautiful gemstone, we start thinking and associating that all the layers are on top. So we start believing that this is us. We accumulate all those layers. And I've only spoken about the transactional layers here. There's so much of mental layers, mental conditioning, emotional conditioning, religious and cultural conditioning, economic status conditioning. There's so much which goes in there. And we all start believing that this is who I am. So as a soul purpose coach, my job is to help you identify those layers, peel them one by one, help you do that yourself so that you reach your true core. And I believe, or that is the general thing, that everybody who is born into this earth comes here with their own unique set of gifts. And that unique set of gifts serves the society in large for a greater good. So with that as the philosophy, I help people to connect with their true core, identify their unique gifts, which have been masked by so much of conditioning. And if at all there's a chance that, it can be aligned with their career, then nothing like it, right? Anybody would love making money with their own skills and talents. So that is the whole idea behind soul purpose coaching. Did I try and get across? Did it land?
Right. So, many people are unaware of this subject because it's relatively new to me as well. So, can you please explain who needs this coaching and who can, approach a soul purpose coach?
Okay. So how many of us get out of the bed saying like, "Ooh, I'm just going to crack this deal today," or "I'm just going to finish this project today," or how many of us do that? Do we really enjoy whatever we are doing, like as a career-wise?
Right.
So not many of us enjoy working. We work for the sake of making money and living. So anybody who is not very happy with their career, or it could also be somebody who's just gotten a promotion or a pay rise, and they are like, yes, I'm happy that my bank account is going to have more money, but something is still missing. I'm not really content, or I'm not really jumping with joy. So which means that there's something lacking there. So they might be the best at their job.
Yeah.
They might be, that's why they've gotten the promotion and all that. So that, or somebody who's feeling this, who's feeling that there's some void in their relationships, or it could even be like a person who is having the best life. So they're having the great home, the good partner, the good kids, the job, car, everything is set. But they still feel like, I don't know, I'm not really happy. There's some missing piece in my life. There's some missing puzzle piece in my life. So then I would help them identify that missing puzzle piece. And I would also help them to find where it actually goes in their puzzle. So anybody who wants to have like a personal growth or a personal transformation, who wants to connect to their true self, can approach a soul purpose coach. And this is irrespective of any social, cultural, religious, any background. It's for anybody.
Right. So, what are some things that people can include as a form of self-care practice?
Now you are talking juice. So self-care is something which I am really, really, really excited about. Because like I mentioned to you, in 2014, when I was trying to achieve success in all areas of my life, whether it is food blogging, whether it is like being that parent, whether it is being that partner, that beautiful partner, or maintaining the house or whatever, like I said, I was trying to achieve success in every possible area of my life, which was not sustainable, which I didn't know back then. So I was not aware of the self-care like many other women. And self-care is something which now I feel is of paramount importance, because if I am drought, then nobody can draw any water from me. If I'm like a drought well, then nobody can draw any water. So for self-care, I would start with what I do. So I try and do something for my mind, body, soul and spirit on a very regular basis, consistent basis. This is like how we put our phones in the on charge every night. You have a phone with a full battery in the morning.
Right.
So I'll share my routine. For the body, I go to the gym Monday to Friday. That's a non-negotiable for me. That's where I draw my all feel good hormones. That's where I feel so happy about myself, releasing those good hormones, etc. And for the mind, firstly I wake up with gratitude. Gratitude is one of the important pillars for me. And I do my meditation, I do my journaling. I've also learned 2 levels of Reiki, so I balance my main chakras every single morning with some meditation music. So that is for my mind. And it could be very different to each one of us. So this is just my routine which I'm sharing, just to give an example, just to give an outline. And for my soul and spirit, like you all know, mandala. So mandalas keep me satiated, keeps my soul satiated.
Yeah.
So that is one aspect of self-care. The other important point is to set clear boundaries, whether it is in your personal relationships. It doesn't matter whether you've got a lovely partner, children, doesn't matter. But there always needs to be that boundary. That boundary is that line between people pleasing and between keeping yourself happy, looking after yourself first before others. So setting boundaries. And what else? One main thing is there's nobody worse than our own inner voice which criticizes us all the time.
Yeah.
So there's nobody else. Everybody else will be kinder to us, and we will be like that jibber jabber is going on, saying that, oh, you did this, oh, you did that, you could have done this better, you could have not told that, you could have not done this. So just altering that, making that little shift of having that inner dialogue, that self-talk to yourself, like how you talk to your child, like how you get, like if you need a help from your partner, or if you need a help from your business colleague or workmate, whoever. We always talk to all of them very nicely, very lovingly, very caringly. But when it comes to that inner dialogue, we are like, so just changing that little bit of a shift, that is really, really important, I feel, because what I think of myself and how I treat myself is how people are going to treat me. So I treat myself with great respect, great value. I feel in the world, let nobody feel I am beautiful or I am like worthy but at least I should feel that right.
Yes.
I should think that I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I do this. Only because I'm going to this work, so many people get benefited. So that self-talk is really, really important. And keeping yourself on your priority list on the top always. That's like the number one spot is always taken. Number one spot is always ash for me. And then anything else follows. Because I feel if I am sinking in water, then there is no way that I can give a helping hand to somebody reach the shore or somebody, get out of the water. So I need to be taking care of myself first. And then I can happily help people around, whether it is family, whether it is friends, whether it is business. So that is my self-care.
So can you tell us 5 daily self-affirmations or reminders that people can, practice daily?
Daily self-affirmations. Like I said, I am a person who starts with gratitude. So I can say the first one is I'm grateful for all the blessings which I have in my life. And I'll go in the order as you asked. Self-care. So then I can add I am enough and I am capable onto that. It doesn't matter whatever it is. I'm enough and I'm capable. And I deserve success and abundance. Again, extending beyond ourselves, that relationships around us. I am surrounded by love, care, support, and kindness.
Right.
This is another positive way of giving it out to the universe, saying, you know what, I need all this. So it's basically this. Whatever you need, you say that I am having that. So I am supported, loved, cared, etc. And last but not the least, I am tying it back to the self-care thing. I love myself unconditionally. If I don't. I don't think anybody else in the world will.
Yeah. So now that we've covered a lot of self-coaching, like a lot of soul-purpose coaching. So let's now dive into mandalas, and now let's tell us what new is happening in the mandala world. Tell us if you're using any new products, or show us something that you're working on.
Yes, I can. So how do I flip it? Yeah. So that is something which I'm working on at the moment.
Oh
That is
wow!
actually a Marvel character. That's called Loki. The Marvel series
Yeah,
is, right? So the
right.
Loki is there, and I don't know if you can see that very clearly. That's Thor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I've just
That's
done the
beautiful.
outline for Thor, and I've just done the geometry, and that's waiting to be done after this one. So this is what I'm currently
Right.
working on. So that is the current project. And with the mandala world, I was predominantly using only the dotting tools for swooshing and all of that.
Mhm.
So a new addition to my toolkit is these brushes. So now I do swooshes with, I'll show you that's one of my biggest pieces so far,
Oh wow.
90 centimeters. And it's a combination of dot work and swooshes with the dotting tools and also
Oh,
swooshes
okay.
with the brush. Because
Brushes
a
as well.
dotting,
Okay.
yeah, a dotting tool can only go this far. It can't it can't sustain that much of paint for these kind of swooshes.
Right.
So these kind of swooshes are addictive, and that's what is the newest um, addition in my mandala world. And
Right.
I
And
use the art
still the
store.
mirror things as well.
Yes, the mirror things as well. Yes. So I use all those small mirror chips, um, and they are adhesive ones, which I got from eBay or Amazon. I don't recall. So I just got
Okay.
them from there, and then you just have to cut them. It comes in a pack. It comes like in a
Mhm.
set. So you just have to cut them. And yeah, while planning the geometry, with this one, I didn't actually plan places for mirror. What I did was once I finished the piece, wherever I felt the mirrors could go in, I just added them for that glitter. So
Yeah.
if there is sunlight on the piece, it's going to shimmer. So that's the whole thing. And with these brushes, I went to the art store. I just told them what I do, the local art store, and then they recommended a few brushes. So I just picked up these brushes. So these are the brushes which I do the swooshes on, these long ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, and this is, I don't know if this was there the last time. So this is actually a makeup organizer.
Oh, okay.
So to keep all your brushes, and it has this silicone rubber which can hold these ones. It won't fall off. So it's like
Oh,
intact. So that's my everything for mandala.
that's a really nice new addition. So, do you have any tips for any beginners of who are just starting out to do mandalas, and show us some DIY tools and rocks on which you have already done mandala on?
I'm very, very sure I figured them out. So firstly, for beginners, I would say don't invest too much. Always
Sorry, I think
create your own
you cut
tool.
out.
Are you getting me properly?
Your voice is
Hello?
cutting in between.
Uh, your voice is cutting for me. Is it better now? Are you able to hear me
Can
now?
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. I can.
All
Can you?
right. Yeah, I think it's stable now.
Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah. So I was talking about not investing in tools straight away. So there are a few ways where you can, procure those tools around the house. So I've just selected a few here. So, and this is how I started my mandala journey. So for fine tips, and this side as well for a toothpick, you can use. I'm just trying to show various dimensions of dotting tools.
Right.
So a
Um,
cotton bud
I'm
can
sorry,
go
I'm sorry to
a very
cut you. I think your voice is still unclear. The audience is not able to hear you properly.
oh, I
Do you
see.
want to try disconnecting your earphones and check without it?
Is it better now?
Oh yeah, it's way better now. Yes.
Oh, then there was no use of having those earphones on. I would have. Okay. So dotting tools. So what I did when I started dotting was I just went through the house and I collected all those, like how I've done today to show you guys. So a toothpick
Right.
for very fine dots, and the back of the toothpick also can give you a different size of dot. These cotton
Right.
buds really good job in taking the paint and putting it on. And this is like a kajal pencil. So which is like a anything with a flat tip around your house can be your dotting tool. And then these
Okay.
are like lipsticks. Again,
Yeah.
flat surfaces on the top. It's not
Right.
like curved like that. So these ones could be your starting point for mandala tools. Also, I hack somewhere, I don't recall. So if you have, like, I don't have a new set of pencils, but you know, when you usually get new set of pencils, both the ends look like this, right?
Oh yeah. Yes.
So then what you can do is you can probably sharpen them for different sizes. So if you sharpen them this point, is it, yeah. So
Oh
see the
yeah.
size of the dot.
Right.
And then if you sharpen this a little bit more, then you're going to get a very different size of that dot.
Right.
Yeah. See, there's a difference between these.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a nice hack.
Yeah. I saw it somewhere. I don't know, because I'm a mandala artist. It showed up on my thing. I think I installed. So you make that experiment. You can keep sharpening little by little and then remove these ones. It can form your initial dotting tools, which would be like you're not investing anything before you actually figure out whether this is your
Right.
thing. Another thing is I went to a beach and I picked up these rocks. So I have done mandala on these ones. So that's love, peace, and hope.
Oh,
That's
nice.
flower. And I've tried mandala on this one too. So these ones are,
The neat.
when you travel, you can just pick up these rocks, and I've just painted them white. You can even paint them black. So these can form like your practice ones. And what I started with was an old CD. This is
Yeah.
not, but I've made this into like an agabatti stand.
Oh, okay.
So an old, we will have plenty around the house. So these can form the starting point for us to practice. And besides these, I have started doing these reel tutorials on my page. So I just, every tutorial I've done, I've collected it all to be like a book.
Okay.
So I do simple designs for beginners.
Oh,
So
nice.
is actually black paper. So that's a black paper, which is like very thick.
Okay.
So
So it's much more visible that way.
yeah, it won't be like a paper. It's like a cardboard. I think it's like 300 GSM to 210 GSM or something like that. Usually the papers are GSM. So this one is like a thick black paper. So a thick black paper, these kind of tools, self-made tools around the house, and these rocks. So they can practice a lot. And once they are very confident that, oh, the placements of dots are coming well and all that, then they can transition to canvas. So these are the newbie tips which I've got for mandala.
Okay. I think those are all the questions that I have for you today. Let's move on to the questions that we have from the audience now. So anybody who has any questions for Ash, we'll put them right there on the comment box or the question box right on your screen. We already have a few questions. Let's go ahead. Let's go over them now. How much does the brush kit cost?
Oh, it is not a kit, meaning are they asking about this one, or are they asking about the brushes? This one, I think I found the brushes. Brushes, like I said, I just went to the art store. I just showed them my work. I said, I'm doing like these. I do swooshes with the dotting tools. So is there any brushes you can recommend? And then the person at the art store was really very knowledgeable. So he picked me a few. He suggested a few. And then I just picked them all. I think they have the number like 6 to 4. Yeah. Yeah, those are the numbers which I can see. I don't see a name. No,
Okay.
just says some script something. I don't see a name on there. So yeah, I if you see, it's like thick, little less thick, and then these are really, really fine ones.
Yeah.
Oops, where am I showing? I don't even know. Yeah. So they're really, really fine ones. So I just went and asked them, and whatever they recommended, I just picked up a few, and then I'm just venturing with it. And I think on Instagram or somewhere, I recall seeing that Montmartre brushes, a set of 5 or something. Yeah, I have seen my fellow artists use those brushes. So these ones are just locally from the art store here in Sydney.
Nice. Okay. Which paint do you use and brand of paint?
Paint. Okay, I use a few different brands. Let me. Okay, so this is my paint thing. So there's Deco Art. There's a few different local brands which is from the local store. There's also Flash. I've tried Flash paints, and I tried one more brand called it's called Jo Sonia. So that's the brand.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the brands which I predominantly use.
Nice. Okay. Okay. That is not relevant to our life today. I hope that you can find your answer somewhere else. Does anybody else have any questions for Ash? I'm just going over all the comments so that I can check if anything is missed out. Yeah, I think that's it.
We've covered.
Yeah, I think those are all the questions that we have for you today.
Okay.
Okay. I hope you had a very nice time today with us, Ash, and I'm so happy to see you again with us here. And anybody who missed out on Ash's first live session, then they can go and check it out on our page, and we'll be linking it right after this on our story or somewhere. And you can go ahead and check both our lives out. Anybody who has missed out on anything today, this live will be posted right after we're done, and you can go over it and take all of the interesting knowledge in. So I hope that was fun for you, Ash, and it was really much fun for me as well.
So much fun and trying to answering all those nice questions which you had for me. And people want to reach my coaching website, it is I've named myself the Soul Coach. So it is www.thesoulcoach.com.au. I'm sure I can send the link to you, and you guys can link it below as well, my website address. It was super fun with you again. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for coming on with us today, and see you again soon. All right. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.